Hello? Butthurt Hotline? What, you're a retired homicide detective and true crime author? Someone's making fun of you? Larry Tarnish? No, I never heard such a thing. How terrible for you. Isn't that terrible, Boxy? All right, places, everyone. Ready, steady, 3, 2. Welcome to this edition of Tea and Biscuits and Murder. I'm your host, not Dr. Alan Campbell, and this is Boxy. Our subject, as always, is Dr. George Hill Hodel Jr., serial killer, evil genius, criminal mastermind, and all-round bad egg. Boxy here is the Los Angeles County District Attorney's files on the Black Dahlia case. Aren't you, Boxy? Oh, Boxy, look, I received a note. Oh, Boxy, it's to you. Really, it is. It says, "Dear Boxy," and not Dr. Alan Campbell. Did Dr. George Hodel ever say, "Sposin, I killed the Black Dahlia"? Yours very truly, Pat the Cactus Lady. Very. P.S. Please don't do your imitation of John Huston. P.P.S. We always knew there was something going on. Well, Pat the Cactus Lady, Boxy here has the George Hodel transcripts. Don't you, Boxy? Shall we read them? Okay, we shall. All right, let's see. Oh, they're right on top. Oh, look at this. Here they are. District Attorney's files. Hodel transcripts. Ready? Okay. Hodel file. February 18th, 1950. 10 a.m. Spool number 1. Intermittent recordings while set was being installed. 10:05 a.m. Hodel talking to Ellen about a lawyer. 10:15 a.m. talking to Ellen about marrying Susie. Unable to understand. 10:20 a.m. telephoning. Unable to hear conversation. 10:45 a.m. 7 minutes. Telephone conversation pertaining to medical work. 11 a.m. 11 minutes. Telephone call to Dr. Hodel. Makes appointment for 3 to 4 p.m. with Mr. Betty. Conversation with housekeeper. 11:45 a.m. Trouble developed on phone line. Slop over. Mostly did clicks. Some occasional crosstalk. Occasional dial tone. Trouble developed suddenly. Mic's still hot. Recording made. Oh, Boxy, that's the Butthurt Hotline again. Oh dear. Do you suppose someone else is making fun of the retired homicide detective? I wonder. Who is this Larry Tarnish anyway? 12:10 p.m. Tone line cleared. February 18th, 1950, 12 noon. 12:31. Moving around the house. 12:36. Phone rang. Answered. Conversation at 5:30 p.m. See someone. 12:39 p.m. End of conversation. 12:54. Very bad reception. 12:56. Moving around the house. 12:59. Typing. 1:07. Calling someone. Hello, this is George Hodel. Oh, Butthurt Hotline again, Boxy. 1:09 p.m. End of conversation. 1:11. Typing. 1:13. Typing stopped. Just moving around. 1:18. Dialing. Asking for at 66403. HI 3477, VA 9060, trying various numbers. 132, end of conversation, calling someone else, Betty. 135, end of conversation, Boxy the dust. 138, moving around. 143, received call. 145, made call. 147, end of conversation. 150, typing. 2, call someone. 203, end of conversation. 204, talked with Ellen. February 18th, 1950, 12:30 a.m. It's been pretty dull so far, hasn't it, Boxy? Okay, 12:30 a.m. 12:30 a.m. It's after midnight. Radio playing. Lady sobbing. Hodel asked, "Do you know Charles Smith? Did you know Mr. Usher?" Hodel mentioned something about during the trial. Mentioned what housekeeper knows. Did you know committed suicide? Does your husband know you're here? Oh, George. Where were you going? He was questioning her, and it sounded like he was repeating her answer as if writing down her answer. 1:15 a.m. Night owls, aren't they? 1:15 a.m. Lady reciting poetry. Hodel says something about an affair with Dr. Hodel. Relax. Let's finish these two. Joe comes in room. Sounds like objects dropping on floor. Crashing noises. 1:45 a.m. Good night, Joe. 2 a.m. All quiet. 2:10 p.m. 12 hours later. 2:10 p.m. In bathroom. 2:50 p.m. Out of bathroom. 3:26 p.m. Phone ringing 4 times. Picked up, not answered. 3:27 p.m. Answered. 3:31. Conversation with some lady about the house. 3:51 p.m. Conversation with the lady. 4 p.m. J. McGrath, DA's office. 4:20 p.m. Noise around the house. Woman asking for operator several times. Sounded as though she was crying. 4:22 p.m. No sound. 4:25 p.m. Woman asking for operator again. Said something not heard to operator. 4:26 p.m. No noise. 4:35 p.m. Someone walking around. 5:18 p.m. Man and woman talking. Could not understand. 6:05 p.m. Man and woman talking for a few minutes, approximately 2. Could not understand. Then they left the room. 6:15 p.m. Man and woman talking. Gobbled. 6:30 p.m. Is Joe here? Joe is here. Wait outside. 6:50 p.m. Man and woman talking. Woman asked the man a question. Unable to understand. He answered, haven't been able to find it yet. Must be around somewhere. Haven't been able to find it yet. Must be around somewhere. Yeah, Boxy, you know what? I think George Hodel's looking for a microphone. Do you think so? Haven't been able to find it yet. Must be around somewhere. Yeah. That sounds to me like George Hodel might be looking for a microphone. I think. What do you think, Boxy? 7:07 p.m. Someone using a typewriter. 7:08 p.m. Phone rang. Hodel said, "Okay, right away. Good." 7:15 p.m. Someone typing. 7:35 p.m. Conversation between two men. Recorded. Hodel and a man with a German accent had a long conversation. Reception was poor, and conversation hard to understand. The following bits of conversation, however, were overheard. Hodel to the German.
"This is the best payoff I've seen between law enforcement agencies. You do not have the right connections made."
Hodel states,
"I'd like to get a connection made in the DA's office."
General conversation between the two.
"Any imperfection will be found. They will have to be made perfect. Don't confess ever. 2 and 2 is not 4. Ha 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 ha."
Much laughter.
"We're just a couple of smart boys."
More laughter. Hodel then, in exact detail, explained to the German about his wife being stopped on Wednesday morning by McGrath and Morgan of the district attorney's office when they stopped her going up her steps to the house on Franklin. It should be noted that every question asked of Mrs. Hodel was repeated verbatim by Hodel to this German. Do you think George Hodel was on to the police? Do you think maybe? Is that possible, Boxy? He then began to explain to the German about his recent trial, making statement that
"They're out to get me."
I do believe that George Hodel knew he was under surveillance, Boxy.
"They're out to get me. 2 men in the DA's office were transferred and demoted because of my trial."
Hodel then explained about his being questioned at the DA's office on Wednesday morning and told in great detail as to questions propounded to him at that time. One statement made to the German was as follows.
"Sposin I did kill the Black Dahlia. They couldn't prove it. Now, they can't talk to my secretary anymore because she's dead."
As stated before, conversation was garbled, and it was difficult to maintain a line of continuity of conversation. Hodel also referred to a woman in Camarillo. Boxy, I wonder if that's Lillian Lenorak. What do you think? Conversation also referred to communist. One point of the conversation was also, "Have you heard from Powers?" The man with the German accent then asked Hodel something about smoking. Hodel said, "I can't afford it. Don't smoke." No, what? But I thought Dr. Hodel was rich and influential, and he couldn't afford to smoke. He couldn't afford cigarettes. Poor man. German said,
"I can get it for you. Does the name Hernandez mean anything to you?"
Hodel then talked to the German about a furniture store on East 5th Street, where the cops come in and buy lingerie for $20 to $50. There was much laughter, ha 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 ha, at this point. 8:20. Sounded as though the two men went down steps and entered the basement and began digging. Something was referred to as not a trace. It also appears as though a pipe was being hit. 8:25 p.m. Woman screamed. 8:27 p.m. Woman screamed again. It should be noted that a woman was not heard before the time of screaming at 6:50 p.m. She was not in any conversation and not heard of again until the time of letting out these two screams. Note, Officer Crowley, LAPD, arrived for duty at 7:45 p.m. while the above-mentioned conversation was taking place. His log is as follows. Going back. 7:45 p.m., Hodel talking to a man with an accident, possibly German. Telephone men were here.
"They're out to get me."
You think he knew? I think he knew. Telephone men were here. Operator? Realized there was nothing I could do. Put a pillow over her head and cover her with a blanket. Get a taxi. Call Georgia Street Receiving Hospital right away. Expired at 12:39. They thought there was something fishy. Anyway, now they may have figured it out. Killed her. Maybe I did kill my secretary.
Maybe I did kill my secretary.
They must have enough on him to be guilty, or he wouldn't have confessed. Time for research. Lots of pounding. FBI were over here to see me too 3 weeks ago. 8:35 p.m. above man, walking. Possible German accent. 2 years since, regardless of what happens. Police. Much laughter. Ha 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 ha. Above man leaves the house, escorted to the door by Hodel. 8:50 p.m. Hodel makes telephone call, very plain. Are you party advertised for the studio? I have the paper here now. If you'll come over, I'll be glad to show it to you. On Franklin near Normandy. You're a painter? I always have a painter, sculptor, or artist of some type here. It's that kind of a house. It's a wing of this house. Phone me just before you come, NO 27464, and I'll be sure to be in. The name is Hodel, 5123 Franklin Avenue. Your name, Corbett. If you'll call me, I'll be glad to show you the place. And I think that will do it for now. Well, there you have it, Pat the Cactus Lady. I hope that answers your question. Now, it is pretty clear that George Hodel knew he was being watched because what did he say?
They're out to get me.
And he was looking for something. I'm pretty sure he was looking for a microphone. And so, fairly certain that the police blew their stake out and he knew he was being watched and therefore was saying amusing things to the microphone, which he found. I think so. Do you think so, Boxy? Anyway, Pat the Cactus Lady, so long for now. Until next time, this is Boxy and not Dr. Alan Campbell for Tea and Biscuits and Murder. 40 minutes in the bathroom, Boxy. Isn't that a long time?